Welcome us in, Jason.
Okay. First, we can all see when we've gone live. We really can.
Yeah,
Secondly,
but most
you
of
don't
us
have
don't pay
to,
attention, including you.
You don't have to announce that we've gone live to the
I didn't
world.
announce that to
Yeah,
the
you
world.
did.
I announced it to you, jackass.
No, you didn't, because we were live and you said, we're live. And everyone's like, okay. Like, you're not muted.
You mean all 0 listeners are
yes,
you mean
all
about that?
0 listeners can hear you say, we're live.
What he's trying to say is for posterity, when people go back and listen to this in the archives of, the National Archives, when this is submitted for the greatness that it is, and people are studying this show to see
what not to do in the future.
How things came to be as utopian as they were for open conversations and honest communication without hate and vitriol and, gaslighting and everything. They'll look back at this and be like, man, this show was the pioneer of that. Not Bill Maher or The View or any of those other ones. It was this. They'll be like, that Vagabond Nerds will herald the new wave of, talk shows coming forward. So he's saying that someone's going to have to painstakingly search back through whatever new technology they have, go back through older technology to find a bit format that they can edit this piece of shit and take out your comment where it goes, we're live. And he's just thinking about the future and how that person is going to have to struggle to figure out how to do this.
31 seconds of you going into this joke just to make Jason feel better. Nobody cares.
You're welcome, Jason.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate your concern, not just for us,
Jason,
but for the future of humanity.
Can you do your normal introduction?
Do you want me to shut up or introduce the show? Pick your choice, Ray. You can't.
So anyway, what I'm saying is...
You said put my hands up. You want me to get down to the ground? Don't move? What do you want me to do? I can't do both. I can only do one or the other. Hold on.
I've missed y'all for 2 weeks.
Flip that shit around. That looks too weird, man. You can't have this. This is not right.
All right,
that can't be. If you have to spin us all, there we go. There you go. Nice.
Right round, baby. Right round. Okay.
I feel better.
We got to sandwich the Mexican between the two white people. Is that it?
Yeah.
Bring us in, sir.
Today's stupidity has been brought to you by Titan Comics. Go visit Jeremy he's our favorite comic monger. He has all of your shirts, statues, comics, and geeky accoutrements. He can be found at titancomics.com, 214-350-4420, if you'd like to hear his melodious voice. Or you can visit him in person at 31284 Forest Lane, Suite 250 in Dallas, Texas, 75234.
If you're native to Dallas and you watch the news stations around here, I'm not going to say who the guy is. I'm just going to say what he does. Jason was just saying Fox 4
News.
See, I like the fact that you got it. See that this is the kind of really inside, the kind of really niche joke. Yeah,
we're not.
We're not here for anybody but us.
No, we're not trying to make anyone else laugh. We're just trying to make the three of us laugh. So that's it. And
which is reflective of the fact that we have
no viewers.
Zero fans.
Right. Well, I guess that's not true. We do have some fans. We have some fans. I don't want to say they're zero. Who
become like friends.
There you go.
Like friends.
Like
friends. You mean friends, or do you mean like friends? Friendish.
I don't know, man. You know, I don't like people. It just depends.
You can't have friendship without ish.
That's true. That is true. Friendship-ish.
Hey, we're live now.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if only someone had said that to begin with.
Yeah. If only somebody had announced that.
If someone had said that like at the very beginning that we're live, I think that would have been good.
I would have gone over so much better than
I think so.
where we currently are. So
you
need to work on that, right?
Let's get into it, man. The last show was ending.
Oh, we had 17 views on last episode.
That's crazy, dude. Nothing like that popping up for 30 seconds on someone's feed and then them signing off.
I love that we're reviewing our metrics of the previous show live on air. A show from 2 weeks ago. We're like, hey, let's take a look at this.
Well, we're up from 5 views.
That's how they know us.
5 views from the week from the episode before. 4 views, 3 views. Yeah,
listen. For everybody who's curious out there, we are very motivated to make sure we stay on top of advertising and keeping this and pushing this as hard as we can. And this is how you know it.
We've taken 3,000 steps back.
Oh yeah.
For those of us who get that joke.
Has it been 5 years? How long has this been?
I don't know.
I think we're on
5 years. I think we're on 5 years now.
We might be
just thinking about it.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Hold on. Let me check.
Okay, while Jason's doing that.
While Jason's looking up at our metrics.
We're gonna actually do the show.
Let's do the show.
So last show we ended with Comic-Con going on, and Marvel blew the roof off the house with all the stuff that they were introducing. Surprisingly, not only just gave us Phase 5 plans, but then turned around and dropped Phase 6 as well.
Phase 6, yeah.
Not all of it, but definitely the 2 Avenger movies that are going to be closing out this multiverse saga, I think is what they ended up sticking with.
Yeah, right? Multiverse. This is probably the multiverse saga. Yeah, that seems to be the going theme now that we've seen it in several shows and movies. So
5 years. Yeah, we're on 5 years now.
Thank you so much for pulling that.
I love the fact this is nothing more than the digital equivalent of a card game or bowling for us. I mean,
it's the digital equivalent of.
This is how we go around and play softball.
Mm-hmm. This is the digital equivalent of dads getting to hang out together.
Yeah,
that's it. We're like, hey man, we don't see each other that often. What do you want to do? Let's start a podcast. Yeah, because everyone's gonna want to listen to 3 of us fucking talk.
Yeah. Oh, look at you with the first one of the day.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, I just want to know one person who doesn't have a podcast. Like, again, as someone who does 150 podcasts a week.
My son doesn't have a podcast.
My wife doesn't have a podcast. My brother doesn't have a podcast.
Your wife doesn't have a podcast.
Your wife doesn't have a podcast.
Your kids don't have a podcast.
I was with my mom on Tuesday. She doesn't have a podcast.
My parents don't have a podcast. My neighbor doesn't have a podcast.
Missy Moon does not have a podcast.
Missy Moon does not have a podcast.
You know her. Like, we just named off a bunch of random people, but you do know her.
Yeah. All we're trying to say is that your knowledge on that is not good enough, friend. So anyway,
why do I do this?
Marvel goes in, drops the bomb in San Diego, and then DC does a phenomenal job introducing Black Adam with The Rock basically standing like Christ in the middle of the audience. Very beautiful. Yeah, I could look that up and we could show that, but I don't care because what we all said was the same thing. Why is DC only giving us 2 movies? You've got Batgirl, you've got Blue Beetle, you've got The Flash, but no, we're only going to get Shazam, not even Aquaman, right?
But do they really have Batgirl?
So then this week happened.
Do they?
And okay, DC, I see you. It's like they said, okay, Marvel, we know that you're all completely awesome and everything else. So we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to cancel out Batgirl.
I mean, what did they say? 90 million? They invested in.
Already been spent.
Yeah.
$30 million was spent just on that Scooby sequel that was going to HBO Max.
HEB Max.
HEB Max. Yeah.
I'd shop at HEB Max.
I would shop at HEB Max.
TJ Maxx have formed.
That's right.
Come together. You can get your discount food items, but only from HEB.
It's only the HEB brand
while watching
gently used ketchup and mustard.
Let's be fair, which unfortunately for some of the writing staff of HBO Max, probably where some of them are going to be working later on this year.
I don't know, man. HBO Max has been making some badass shit. I mean,
they have.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it's going to be here for another 3 or 4. Oh, wait a minute. HBO Max ends next summer.
It
because
does?
Discovery as now the parent company.
They're merging. I thought they were merging Discovery into HBO Max.
Other way around. They will be merging HBO Max into Discovery.
Well, so what does that mean for HBO Max?
It means that 70% of their scripted show staff is being let go. That was made official by HBO and Discovery, whoever the conglomerate now exists.
How is that possible? I mean, it's been doing. I gotta say, we watch HBO Max almost every night, at least for one show.
It's done, man. What they said, and this does make sense. What they said is that the HBO division proper for HBO Cable has an enormous writing staff, or at least one that didn't dictate for HBO Max to have its own. So while they're looking to figure out how to save money, as all corporations do that have
right now,
HBO Max was out, and they're like basically saying, "Hey, if the guys over at HBO can't write the stuff for what's going to be done on streaming, then we'll make it so that they don't have a choice, or that they feel that they have to." But the bottom line is the HBO Max staff is getting deeply cut, and as part of that, they were talking about doing Batgirl as a theatrical. But according to all of the test theaters and all the primary setup for this movie, according to their CEOs or executive staff or whatever it is unwatchable. They don't want to put that out. Meanwhile,
irredeemable. The word they used was irredeemable. Like,
but somehow Morbius,
as if it is, that sounds like it's committed, like an atrocity. You need to redeem yourself, as if you have done wrong. That's what irredeemable implies, is that you have done wrong, that this was a terrible mistake, and you cannot redeem yourself from this.
Genesis,
how dare you? Like,
this show is for you, because we're about to go deep into what's wrong with DC. As we've talked about before,
get some popcorn. It's gonna be fun.
As we've talked about before, DC, when they do something not terrible or not as atrocious as whatever crap they did before, they didn't Jonah Hex it. We tend to think they're better movies, and let's be honest, they are. Are they always Marvel quality movies? No, but to be fair, neither's Phase 4. When we're looking at this, they obviously have no clue.
It's hard to compare. I know that they should be compared to each other because they're comic driven, but it's a different industry. I would look at it as, I can get some amazing orange chicken from this Chinese place here, but I know that getting orange chicken is not going to be the same as going over here to this amazing burger shop and getting the best burger in town. That they're different.
It's true.
It's two different. They're different. It's just different, which is why we still compare the two, but I mean, DC is going to feel different than Marvel, and Marvel's going to feel different. It's not the same. They're operating in the same area. They're both serving you something, but they're giving you different things.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, shut up, Genesis. And
he's not wrong, dude. He's not wrong. Now Missy wants orange.
We were talking about you earlier.
It's never too early for orange chicken. Orange chicken, white rice, and some vegetable egg rolls.
Well, especially now, because it is
perfect with ponzu sauce.
It's lunchtime over where you're at.
Yeah, it's lunchtime where she is.
It's lunchtime here, as a matter of fact. But anyway,
it is. It's brunch. That's why I'm having coffee. It's brunch.
Yeah.
But speaking of the metaphor, I like Sean's metaphor, but I would actually take it. It's more like the difference between Whataburger and branded burger, right?
No, I don't.
What is branded burgers?
I don't even know if it's that.
But you have not eaten at branded burger?
The thing is, though, we're not going to
walk in and they stick you with a hot iron with their logo on it. They're like, "Come on in, have a burger," and you're like,
"Well, no, they brand the
they
brand the bun. It's actually, dude, it's really good. We got a couple.
Kim is somewhere saying, "Could you guys stay on focus and on topic?" And we're like,
"No."
We're all over.
We just established this show is not for anyone but us.
All right, so anyway, let me say though, I was in Austin last Saturday. And if you're ever in Austin, you have got to go to Jew Boy Burgers.
I'm sorry, spell that?
The comments
No.
Statements of the show reflected by Sean.
This is a legitimate business. It is in Austin, and I don't know if it is owned by Jews or not. That's not my prerogative. All I know is they are called Jew Boy Burgers. They do serve Jewish food there. Like it's called I can't pronounce it properly. I think it's called a latke, but it might just be called a locked. It's Latke, and it's like a potato cake, like a deep fried potato.
Latke.
So
yeah,
a latke. Okay. Yep. So, but they serve that, and they serve that. But yeah, they dude, they're amazing. They're one of the best burgers I've ever had, and they are fan. Two Boy Burgers, the kids of Five Guys.
Yes, they are. All right. Well, okay. So next time in Austin, I'll have to try that.
Pieces of all five of the guys, you can put them back together to make Two Boys. That's apparently. I mean, if you go, that's the logic of like the Human Centipede movies, anyways.
Yeah.
So with that thought on Human Centipede, DC needs to move into that realm. I was surprised by what they're deciding to do and what not to do.
Can we talk about Twisted Root? Because they actually still have a
Twisted Root is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's very tasty. I like it. It's still not as good as Jew Boy Burgers, though. I have to say, they fry.
I'm just gonna switch to mute neither one of you until we get off of burgers.
No, but you have to understand, dude. They fry their stuff in duck fat.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. You didn't say all that.
Well, you hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we were trying to have a conversation here,
We were having a conversation.
Let me edit the title of this from Batgirl down and whatever Jason put up there as crap and put on there our best burger.
I wish I still had the sticker. It's probably downstairs. I got the sticker down because they give away free stickers from Jew Boy Burger, and I got one. I was like, can we have one of these? I got to put it on the cooler because this was delicious. I might even make a 2.5 hour trip down there just burger and come back. It was delicious.
Me and Jason have never done that for like kolaches or anything.
It's only a 40-minute drive from my house, Ray. West is that's not a 2.5 hour drive.
Oh, West is nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It's a 40-minute drive. Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not bad.
No.
No.
And for kolaches, specifically the klobasniks, that's no sacrifice at all.
No sacrifice.
So, but yeah, no.
Jeremy, if you're listening, just to let you know, we'll get to eventually comic book stuff in a little bit. But for the next 45 minutes, prepare to be wowed with our famous places to eat.
Well, okay, so Jeremy should love the fact that we're promoting
Genesis. We're not talking about DC and Marvel anymore. We're talking about food, my friend.
We're talking about food, dude.
The two fat guys and one skinny guy are always eating. We're going to talk about food now.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, no, they had a Twisted Root at DFW. I was so surprised. I'm like, because they've all closed. I'm like, there's a Twisted Root next to a chiropractor.
Twisted Root did not close. They temporarily shut down during COVID. Yeah. All of their stores are still up and up. They were temporarily shut down.
There's one about 10 minutes north of me here, and then there's another one about 15 minutes south of me, just inside Arlington, like in downtown Arlington, right off either Abrams or Division.
Abrams.
I can't remember. It's Abrams.
Yep.
Yeah.
My point is they shut down for the thing, and I know that they're still up. We talked about this, that they're still around. I know that. But I don't go to those places anymore because I don't have to leave my closet ever. I do 175 shows a week.
Come out of the closet, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, come out of the top. Yeah, Tom's right over there. Yeah, he's over there doing push-ups and running.
I'm just going
to keep at that, Tom Cruise. Anyway,
for those of you who are in the comment section, just continue to talk about the show that we were not going to talk about because.
So this is why Shazam 2 looks so good.
Twisted Root.
Yeah, all the burgers.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the place I miss the most is got to be Gino's East.
Oh yeah,
I've got my cell phone going off right now. Going, can we go eat at Twisted Root right tonight? Jeez. Anyway.
Well, for the drive, I'm just going to go to Branded Burger because it's like right there, and there's like two in the area. There's one in Waxahachie and there's one in Midlothian. I think there's one closer to you too, Sean, but they're really good. Like really good. I was surprised.
I'll have to look.
It's not Twisted Root.
It's not Twisted Root, but it's
Jew Boy Burger.
They're all different. They all have they all have their own qualities. Much like
that's not
DC,
true. That's not true
DC
at all.
And Marvel movies, they have their own qualities.
Give me the
some of them are good, some of them are not good.
Found in a Little Caesar's pizza, and then come back to me about quality.
Don't try to redefine. I'm not trying to redefine anything. I was given an analogy for what I would compare them to. But again, it's everybody's taste. It's everybody's taste. Yeah. It doesn't mean you're right or wrong. It's just that's your taste. There's nothing wrong with that.
Genesis, you barely like stuff that you do like. I can't take you seriously on that. I'm gonna get a call later from Genesis where he was like, I didn't say I don't like everything. I just said I've got higher standards.
There's some really, again, like we said, there's some bad Marvel movies and there's some bad DC movies.
A lot of them.
And there's all the horrible Sony stuff.
All the Sonys, yeah. DC struggles way more than Marvel does in a movie capacity. They really do. They really do. I don't know, man. They just do. I don't think Genesis is wrong in the fact that most of the DC movies are not Marvel quality. They don't have that same, and it's not like quality as in production or quality as in like special effects. I mean, quality from there's nothing wrong with Little Caesars.
No.
That's food on a budget.
And their deep dishes are half bad.
Show up, get some hot and ready. There you go. 2 for $5. Pizza. When
also 2 for $5.
I think it's the writers. It's got
Jason, shut up. I know you're going with that. I don't know. I think it dies in the overproducing of their movies. They have a producer who thinks that they know better.
You think production is what's killing, or not killing, stifling some of the greatness that they could achieve if they just were left to their own devices?
When DC, or more importantly, when WB execs, producers, or their executive team steps out of a movie, those movies are usually better. When they get in, it's not like Kevin Feige jumping in for Marvel. They legitimately don't know where to go. They are like, what would be cool? And I'm going to use one of the old things that Kevin Smith would say, can you put a spider in this movie, a giant spider of them? That's the problem. Is they're still led by that mentality of, what would be cool with Superman if he was evil? No, that wouldn't be cool. That's not who your character is. What would be cool is if we could show Bruce smiling in Justice League. Batman doesn't smile. That's not his character. So there are those little things like that, I think, that really do that. Look at Suicide Squad, where they came in from David Ayer and let the trailer company, who put out a fantastic trailer for the movie, cut the actual movie that we got at the theaters. That it's that type of mentality.
I didn't know that happened. They let the company that cut the trailer
re-edit the movie.
The company that put out the trailer was the one that was allowed to edit the movie, not the director or a team of other who would work together with David.
2.5-hour movie that David Ayer was going to put out was edited down to what we got by the trailer company. And I'm sure Sean's, agreeing with us, but right now he's got that shock look on his face, like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah. He's going to stay shocked for a while, too. His mind has been fully blown.
We are apologists, Genesis. Like, we are. But it's okay. Because, again, I think every movie can be liked or not liked, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like every Marvel movie that's come out. Phase 4, perfect example. I like a couple of those movies. I will tell you right now, jeez. But right now, the best movie I've seen so far this year, and it's only because I haven't seen Top Gun or Elvis yet, which I really want to.
Yeah, I want to see Elvis too.
The best movie I saw was last night on Hulu, which was Prey, the new Predator movie.
Yeah, don't say anything about that still. I'm
not going to spoil it at all. Yeah, so, not going to spoil it at all.
From what I've heard, it is, if you're a Predator fan like the three of us are, at least in what we like from the Predator franchise, then this movie is phenomenal.
I can tell you right now,
phenomenal might be a big deal. It might be a little stretch, but that is really good. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm. My parents don't like any type of the movies that we talk about on the show. I guarantee you they will love Predator or Prey. They will absolutely love Prey because it's beautifully shot. Gorgeous score. Like, everything about this movie, I just, maybe I'm overselling it because, to your point, Sean, we are Predator fans, but you and I can both agree that the last Predator that came out
was trash.
We were laughing not at the great jokes of the movie. We were laughing because of, oh my God, they actually did that. Okay.
Did you and I see that? We saw that theater together, didn't we?
And we were played with popcorn.
We were, I cut the hole in the bottom. It was in my lap, absolutely. And we were laughing at the end of the. I think I even went, oh God, at the very end, kind of cut scene, wrap up sort of BS that happened there. By the way, I always think it would be funnier if anything like that happened where they put on some suit that's designed by some other race or alien, whatever, right?
Which is weird because normally he's just I won't go blue, but he's servicing Marvel every episode we have.
But
Genesis isn't going to listen to those episodes.
I know
that doesn't make for content, man.
I would love to see some ridiculous thing like that, and the suit just tears the person apart because it's misproportioned. It's not put together properly. And they're just like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's always perfect.
I'm not the
right?
same size.
Perfectly. Yeah. I mean, but I guess
my joints are not in the same place.
I guess from a predator aspect, they're probably the ones who could build it the best for us. They've been hunting us for years.
Yeah,
and they've got skeletons everywhere. They're like, oh, we can build this. We know how they move.
Yeah,
we got this.
We got this.
I can build this shit. Yeah.
Hey, this bone goes here, right? Yep, good. We're good. Yeah, we're solid. Okay, so there's a theme. There's a link here between the bad Predator movies, the bad DC movies, and I saw Uncharted last night. Finally.
Oh, okay. So I just noticed that it was on Netflix today, and I blasted it because my wife was like, "Isn't that a video game?" And I said, "Yes, it's a very successful video game. Unlike this movie, which failed because of casting and poor direction. However, we're gonna watch it." And I just hit add to the list.
Yep.
So I'm still gonna go back and see it.
Like an enjoyable piece of crap when you turn off your brain. And
it really is. No, it is.
And that is Genesis's problem. He cannot turn off his brain. He has no switch for it, so he can't just enjoy bad stuff. That's how I can enjoy DC.
Genesis, but I think when he said DC bashing, he's just throwing that out there as a general term. He's not meaning, he's not trying to be too specific or political about it. It's just,
Yeah.
And not only that, but whatever gets you stoked, buddy.
But
there's a through line there. But there is a through line on these movies and why they're bad. Okay,
go ahead. Yeah.
So, to Ray's point, and we've talked about this for a long time with DC, right? So it's like is that Warner Brothers doesn't really respect the material, and again, we've talked about it being overproduced, right? Where all the producers are like, wouldn't this be cool? Wouldn't this be cool? Mm-hmm. So I was noticing a through line. Like I watched Uncharted. Overall, it wasn't doing a bad job of being, National Treasure Part 12. But what really threw it over was all of the over the top bull crap at the end, where even my wife was like, "Oh, that's just not happening." Where they're flying the she's like, I'm just saying,
it was in the trailer. It was in the trailers. I know what he's talking about. It was in the trailers.
It's in the trailer. It's just so over the top because they can do these things. It's kind of saying, I think that's what a lot of what happened with the latest Predator thing, where it was not Prey, but the one before, where it's like, we can do all this crap, and there's no limitation.
So the one before that was called The Predator, right?
Yeah, that was the Predator. Then we had Predators. Predator. Like Predators was good.
Predators was great. Predators was great, and it's exactly what the movie was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, what the franchise should do is tell stories. Tell independent stories. Don't piggyback off of something else, and do a good job of telling that story. But
don't do Aliens versus Predator.
Yeah, you're right, Jason, and I think that's absolutely true. Is I don't want to just pin it on the producers because obviously I'm not in the room, but somebody somewhere is crystal Pepsiing the shit out of these movies.
Yeah,
it's fine the way it is. You don't need to make new Coke. Just leave it alone. Let it be as good as it needs to be.
Okay,
don't try to inject all this other BS.
You have to put your stamp on it because they got to go and say, "Look, I did this movie and took it from here to this. Give me more money, give me another job."
Their stamp is already on it. When that movie opens up and it goes WB and it pops up and you're like, "Oh, did this," and at the end you're like, "Yeah, Warner Brothers did this piece of shit." Or when you're watching it, you're like, "Ooh, Sony," and you go, "God, Sony really tanked this one."
Drugs.
Yeah,
drugs.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, but to like Missy's point too, it is like Freddy versus Jason. That movie has no right to exist.
It has
a lot of these movies have no right to exist.
A lot of them don't.
Sorry, she's talking about a bad movie that's fun to watch. Okay, listen. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is dog shit.
Horrible.
It is fantastic.
I love watching that every time I get a chance to.
It is. Yeah. It doesn't
Sean,
have
you froze with the perfect face. It is, my friend.
Thanks.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, Sean freezing is probably 1/3 of the joy of the show.
But I do think that
I do what I can.
Like I don't want to First off, I don't want to bash or be in a movie where I don't want to enjoy. So I am going to turn off my brain and enjoy a bad movie. I can do that. That's
unless it's actually
horrible.
A bad movie. If it's a bad movie, I don't want to. Which we've seen plenty of. We've seen plenty really bad walk out. We're like, I never want to again. You know.
Oh yeah.
So just like Ray, you said time and time again how much you could not stand Jessica Jones and that series. It wasn't a movie, but it was a series. But same issue, right? You can't stand that series, and you won't watch it. You'll never watch it again. I know you won't.
I will never watch the entirety of it because I never have. Same thing with Resident Evil on Netflix. I will never go past that 10-minute mark because it was garbage in the first 10 minutes. Couldn't do it. I tried. I really did try.
I'm almost, so what I've done with this, because actually I need to watch a couple more episodes. I haven't watched any since the last week, our last episode. But what I'm doing with Resident Evil is I'm trying to see how far it will go. That's what I'm trying to find out. And it's terrible. It's not good. And like I said, if you changed, I don't know, a few things, the script, the acting, the writers, the whole thing, it could be great.
If you burn everything down to the ground,
right, and start again,
and then excavate all the way down to bedrock,
it could be great. It could be great.
Yeah,
but but you're right. I'm still watching it. So I mean, like Genesis, that's a good example. I don't like the series, and I am forcing myself to watch it to see what it's going to turn out to be. And I'm critical of it because I like the series. Or I'm sorry, I like the franchise. I prefer, I love the video games from back in the day, and I do think that there's a possibility to do a good movie or even a good trilogy out of those movies, with that premise. Yeah. Same thing with DC. Same thing with Marvel. Like again, there's room in all of this different material and franchises. There's room to do good. You just got to do good. And I mean, there's too many factors to say, one smoking gun, that's the reason it fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So to your point though, and I agree, you can't just pin everything on one person, right? But
here's a story.
Yeah. Some ugly fat asses.
Speak for yourself, mammal.
That's right. The bullet. I'm done. I'm done.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, to your point, there's no just one person, but I think when it comes to DC specifically and Warner Brothers, I really do think it comes down to it comes down to yes, to ANX's point, drugs, but a bunch of these coked up producers saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool? And honestly, I think it goes all the way back to Justice League Mortal, right? Years and years ago, George Miller was supposed to do, after a couple of Marvel successes, he was working on Justice League Mortal, where it was going to be their launch into doing these franchise films, right? Where it's an interconnected universe. But instead of doing what Marvel was doing, where you had all these solo films and then you'd team up with the Avengers, they were going to do the Justice League first, and then you'd have your solo films after that. It had gone, I mean, they didn't Batgirl it where they filmed the damn thing and then cut it. It was, they were
getting ready to start.
Yeah, they were getting ready. They were
filming.
Yeah, they were right. They had gone through a lot of the pre-production. They were getting ready to start filming. They cut it, and they said, "Okay, let's scramble and let's copy what Marvel's doing because look at how successful Marvel is."
No, you're no, that's not right because Justice League Mortal was still 5 years prior to Iron Man, so that's not what they did. What they did is because they started working with this idea that Chris Nolan had, which ended up becoming the Dark Knight trilogy. And what they were doing with, potentially doing another Superman movie, they said, do we want multiple people running around as the same characters and then still have this Justice League movie? Because Chris Nolan even said,
I remember that conversation.
If you're going to do this, if you're going to do this, we don't need to do that. And Chris Nolan and Christian Bale both said, we don't want to do this if you guys are going to be trying to knock this out. Because it's going to take focus away from the main movies. So Justice League Mortal drops away. They start talking in depth about the Dark Knight. And then they said, well, what do we do with Superman? And all of a sudden, here comes Brandon Routh, who was a good Superman.
Yeah,
he was kind of stuck in why they wanted to go back with Singer and do that movie the way they did it. It's up for debate, but Brandon was pretty good. I didn't mind him at all.
I think he did I say a great job. It's one of those things, like, I remember leaving the movie not particularly. It was an underwhelming experience if you were built up in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was wrong. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. It was a story. It wasn't anything special, and I think that was the problem. It didn't have any special quality to it. It was just a story about Superman.
Came out of the movie thinking Kevin Spacey did a great job being evil. Turns out he wasn't playing that part. He was living that part of being evil. But no, I mean, I think, Jason, when we went to go see it, we came out and we're like, it's okay.
Yeah,
it was right. Like, it was worth the price of admission. But the price of admission was like $5 back then. So
yeah, exactly.
It can still be, only $5. You just got to hit the matinees on a Wednesday.
You got to hit the Tuesdays.
Like the Tuesday shows. Okay, so just a quick point. So, Justice League Mortal was scheduled to film in 2008. Iron Man came out in 2008. But yes, to your point, the conversation was they didn't want to have 3 Batmen running around or whatever
simultaneously.
And that is fair. But I do think they've been trying to. It's like, well, Marvel's been doing this, so the producers keep hopping in. I really do think it comes down to the Warner Brothers producers have not really. They don't value the comics the way Kevin Feige has, right? They don't really respect the material. They're like, well, we're the Hollywood producers. We know what we're doing. To Ray's point, throw in the giant metal spider, right? And that's how they've been doing it. They're stuck in that mode. It's possible though that, again, the fact that they're shelving Batgirl, which I'm still trying to wrap my brain around, is like, it's, you spent $70+ million on 90, that so far.
90,
oh, they admitted it's 90. Last thing I saw was 70. Okay, cool.
No,
you spent 90.
No, it's 90.
90
wow.
On a shelf film that they're not even going to release. They're not even going to do streaming. They're not going to do anything. They're just like, what, we're scrapping it and we're calling it a loss.
Yeah, that's
40 million was already dropped on the Scooby movie. So right off the bat, just to sit there. But hey, look, to their point, and what the CEO or whoever is that said, they're getting that tax write-off.
Oh yeah, they're getting the write-off, and I think they have insurance on it too.
So I think this is a really good example of why their movies. This is a really good example. This lends credence to the fact that we believe their productions, their producers, and their studio, Warner Brothers, is not suited properly to deal with this material. They've taken a 90 million loss, which I get it's going to be a tax write-off, which honestly you shouldn't get a tax write-off that, because screw you made a mistake. That's not our fault. That you need to pay taxes on that. It's your fault. I'm sorry. I don't get those luxuries. I'm not going to be like, man, I can't believe I bought this really, really crappy T-shirt.
That's crazy, dude. Because you even fit that motto of someone who should get it.
I know, right? So, anyways. No, I'm not a corporate billionaire, and that's why they get their write-offs. But no, if they can't manage their own shit, you know what I mean? And they're not doing a good job. They're taking what they made out of this and they go, this is terrible. They don't even have the confidence to bring someone else in to possibly recut or reshoot or do anything to make it better. They just said, you know what, it's irredeemable. We're gonna scrap it. We're gonna take the loss and then do a tax write-off for what we can get on it and just call that our win.
Okay, that's why.
Why so many of these DC movies feel under par compared to. I mean, it lends credence to that. That would make sense. There's evidence there for that.
So then, what can DC do right? Because and Genesis, you're sitting there saying that you want DC to win, and I get where you're coming from. We've had those conversations before. All joking aside, but how do they fix this? You've got Black Adam coming out, you have Shazam coming out, and you have the Flash.
Well, and that's the weird things. Some of those, like Shazam, the first one, I think we all thought was good, and I think it was a success. I think it did well in the box office. The first Wonder Woman was really good. It did very well in the box office. I mean, Aquaman was good. They all did. The very first Aquaman was good. They did very well.
By the way, try to go back and watch Wonder Woman 84.
I won't.
I'd like to change my mind. That's all I'm going to say. So you had a really good premise.
Yeah, it's suffered from some of the standard tropes. that Jason likes to talk about, and that was a problem. They had too many villains and not enough focus, and it was all over the place. But I mean,
and there was a good movie in there. It's sort of like
there
Jonah
was.
Hex. There was a good movie
in there.
There were two good movies in there.
There were. That's very well said. That's very, very well said. They could have set up. How about that? They could have set up another movie based off of some of the things that were going on in the background, but still had a good movie in this one if they'd just given some focus to what they were doing. How is Shazam all over the place, though? I didn't feel like Shazam was all over the place. I thought that was pretty well focused.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing being, though, is, look, I have high hopes for Shazam 2. I have hopes for Black Adam.
I really have high. I really hope Black Adam is going to be good.
I'm a little worried about it.
I have hopes for Black Adam because of the Justice Society. The fact, especially like with Pierce Brosnan being in there, that secondary cast looks good.
Aldous Hodge I think he's going to be great. I'm excited for him as Hawkman.
I was really looking forward to Flash.
Oh yeah, that breaks my heart.
Jason, we had a conversation the other day where we were talking about the fact that you are having a hard time even thinking about going to pay for it just because of all the Ezra Miller crap.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, up until that conversation, I was like, I wonder if that's really a thing. I got to talk to two more people who are like-minded with us, and they said the exact same thing. They're like, was looking forward to that up until the Ezra Miller crap.
So that's a different. I mean, that's a very different conversation, but it is a interesting one because it's like when you have, is the work the artist did, right? Is that to be shamed if they are a shameful person in their personal life, right? It's curious. Like, I don't know how to go about that. That's a tough, I say it's a tough question because I think it should be a tough question. I don't think you should just automatically be like, well, yeah, of course. Because I think there's something else to say about that. Because what about all the other people who are affected by that decision? Because it's not just Ezra Miller in that movie, and it's not just him who's going to be getting profits from people going to see that. There's all those people who worked on that film. There's all those people who are going to be hurt by not expressing your interest in that style film. But at the same time, it makes perfect sense for why somebody would be like, yeah, but I can't stand for who he is as a person. So why would I want to watch that? You know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious. Look, we know DC's all over the place. The best and worst thing they could have said, they did say it, which was, we're trying to copy Marvel. We've got a 10-year plan. We're going to get someone in here just like Kevin Feige. And they didn't mince words. Like, these were
I know.
We want to be like Marvel. We're looking for our Kevin Feige to come run this. It's like, what are you doing? Like, no. The problem is, well, you will get 10 good years, and then you'll get what we've got this, upcoming phases, which are questionable. Although we will get into the Black Panther 2 trailer, which I loved it. But it's why do that? You've already got established people. You're bringing back Affleck, who saw that one coming.
It's a pattern of success. It's a pattern of success in the same genre that they are in. They watched another company do it. They got 10 years out of an amazing plan. And in business, sure, innovation is going to be the leader if it's good. If it's good, you're going to innovate, you're going to lead. But at the same time, they've never even led. I mean, they're not leading at all. So they've got to do something. Okay, well, let's get on this bandwagon. Let's take this formula and let's do it that way. I don't think it's a good idea, though. I think it's bad, but I think that's the reason why they're. And I can understand that reason. Wrong one.
Well, hold on. But we've talked about this. I mean, literally going on 5 years now, where we've said, Marvel's thing was, it was going to be it was a planned, interconnected universe. DC has the opportunity, and has always had the opportunity, to go a completely different way and say, no, we're not doing interconnected movies. If we want to do a Justice League movie, we'll do a Justice League movie, but it will be, the cast, the costumes, all of it will be for that one film. right? Or series of films, and it's its own thing. We want to do Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman gets her own universe. It's its own casting. It's its own. If we want to have a Superman, it's a different Superman. It's like, let's just do movies. They had the ability to do what they've done very well with their animated films, which is let's take the best stories DC has
or
and
one-offs.
do them as one-offs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah, Folie à Deux or whatever it is, whatever it's called. So that surprised the hell out of me. Not because they're doing a sequel. I was very surprised that Lady Gaga is cast as Harley
Quinn.
Yeah, that was. But okay, so hold on.
Very surprised at that cast.
I was surprised, but it makes perfect sense for what they're for what that Joker is.
Well, no, trust me, her look. Like just her, like not Lady Gaga is what I mean by that, but her as herself, the actress. I can easily see her fitting into that universe.
Yeah,
she's going to match what everybody else who is cast in that universe. She's going to look like that. It's going to be fine. I think she's going to fit in very well. I just from an actor standpoint, I'm not sure that she's going to be good in it. I just don't know. But she could be. I don't know, dude. She could be amazing.
She's not a bad actress.
No.
I
know. I was going to say the movie A Star Is Born, which is a remake of a remake, right? It's a phenomenal movie, and she did an amazing job. And whether or not I like her music, I know she's a talented artist. She is. She's amazing for what she does, and people love her for that. And I'm not slamming her or any of her fans for that, because that's not what I'm here for. I just don't know.
But you are here for that, aren't you?
I'm here for the honest conversation without judgment. That's what I'm here for. Or judgment that's accepting and at least goes, okay, you're you. Let's leave that alone and move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I don't know. Seeing her cast as Harley Quinn, you've already got Margot Robbie, who's done an amazing job as the cartoon-ish comic book casting of Harley Quinn, and it's like it was the same idea of wasn't sure about Joaquin Phoenix being Joker. Music that DC makes movies.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong.
He's not wrong.
You're absolutely not wrong about that, Jen.
She certainly has more hits.
She does. She does. But you had Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, but Heath Ledger did such a good Joker before him. So it's one of those scenarios where I feel like Margot Robbie has done such a good job. I really want to. I'm curious to see how it's going to work, and I hope it's going to be good. And it could. You know what? I hope it's terrifying. I hope watching that on screen is just
gives you that same uncomfortable feeling that the first one gave you.
I hope it makes your skin crawl. I really do, because that would mean that it's good. So
see that, and that's my only fear, is that I like when they said they were going to do a sequel to Joker. I'm like,
doesn't really need one.
It doesn't really need one. It's a great standalone story. In DC or Warner Brothers should be doing more great standalone. It's its own. Like, I don't know that I want to see a Batman in the Joker, in those Joker movies. Now,
I hope we don't.
We
don't. I hope this one doesn't. Or wait, the third one.
But we know that there's a Bruce Wayne that exists.
Yeah. Well, to the point though, it's like if they do a third one and there is a Batman, I want it to be so radically different from anything that we've seen that it's a Batman that could really exist in the real world,
So this is, I mean, I don't know what this next one's going to be. I don't know what this is really going to be. It would make a lot of sense to me, given where the last one left off, that this is an introduction to, this is her becoming Harley Quinn, right?
Oh, agreed. Yeah, that's what it happens.
This could be. I mean, I see it as she's going to be so she's going to be a psychiatrist. He's obviously going to be in a mental institution, and it's going to be her journey becoming Harley Quinn and going insane and falling in love with him. And at the end of the movie, it culminates with, the two of them in love and breaking out, or whatever it's going to be. That could easily set up Batman coming into the third one. But what would be interesting to see, though, is given that this is kind of an anti-hero movie, this is a villainous movie where he's the hero in a way, because we all watched Joaquin become the Joker in the first one, and you can relate. you can understand how he feels. They did a good job of making him a sympathetic villain, which is what most people leave out. That's what makes it hard to be a good villain, is like, what was it? Thor Ragnarok. Helena is just like instant evil shows up. Boom. Okay, great. She's instant evil. We know we got to kill her. That's it. But when you see a complex like a Thanos or Baron Zemo, and you're just like, this makes a good, complicated internal struggle for you as the audience member watching it, because you connected. So when you connect to the Joker, when you connect to maybe Harley Quinn, if you get all the way up to here, they could be possibly the anti-heroes, but the heroes in a sense. And you could make Batman the ultimate villain. He could be portrayed as the villain in a way, even though he's trying to be society's good and uphold the law. I mean, that could be a very interesting third act if they did it.
Copyright idea, Sean and the gang at Vagabond Nerds.
Vagabond Nerds.
Thank you.
Yeah. So hold on. ANX has a great comment, and I would like to respond to it.
Yeah.
But please pop it up for the 2 people watching. For those for the visually impaired. In a way, you are all calling for the end of DC movies. You can only have so many quality standalone movies. I disagree. I think
you can always have standalone quality movies.
Yeah.
Just because that's exactly what you just said. They're standalone quality movies. And I think that will end up being the hardship that Marvel has to face.
Which is what they're facing right now.
That's
what they're facing right now. Multiverse of Madness, despite having good moments, having had a lot of time to reflect on this, I did not like that movie. It was good if I'd seen it straight to streaming. Going and paying movie to see that in the theater, which I only paid $12 for 2 tickets total.
You go on a Tuesday?
I think actually we went like on a Friday. It was like a Friday afternoon, but yeah, it was like Friday mid-morning. Like went to the 11 a.m. showing or like the 1 p.m. showing. When my father and I walked out, we were like, it was okay, but we were both like, it was okay, struggling to find good things about it because it just didn't measure up to some of the previous things. And I think that's where Marvel is right now. They're now in that point where they've come off such a high. There's got to be a low somewhere, and they're sliding into lows.
Well, Ray and I have talked about this, and I honestly, I think I saw it on Facebook. They had the best line where it's like, after Thanos, everything feels like you're in a video game trying to finish all the side quests, right? I mean, Thanos, it's like they'd built up Thanos, and they'd done such a good job that in many cases, I think we've hit the 90s era for Marvel, where everything had to be the crossover, and we see it with what Marvel Comics is doing. Everything's a crossover. Everything has to. It's like, there's a point where it's so smothered by all the stuff around it. It can't be what it is.
Genesis, right? I think what we're saying is that had you asked this question early during phase 3 or phase 2, that answer more than likely would be no. Now that answer is like, could be, meh, don't know. And either Sean's got the greatest face pose of all time where he's down again.
No, he's frozen. Again, but 1/3 of the comedy on the show is Sean freezing. Yeah,
but that's the thing, Genesis. I don't know, and again, 2 phases ago, I would have been like, "There's no way," and even then, I was still saying, "Oh my God, how are they doing a Guardians movie?" And that's stupid. It's a raccoon and a tree, and that's still my top 3 favorite movies. So it's a possibility. Yeah. Hey, Kim, we've missed you. Sean has missed you so much, Kim, that he's speechless and just look at his face. He can't say a word. But again, and so everything is a possibility of it being bad. But I think standalone quality movies is, in a way, I kind of almost wish that we would go back to it. But I don't know or believe that that's going to be the case with something like, Joker Part 2. I don't know that. I hope it is. I hope it's great. Yeah. I hope we look at. I hope, everyone's kind of feeling that same thing, which is like, man, check out this awesome flick. But who knows? Who knows?
Well, I don't know. Just to address Genesis, I don't necessarily know if Secret Wars is going to be meh. I'll tell you this: I'm hoping it's not. Like, again, my entire hope for all this stuff is I hope all these movies are good. I hope the Warner Brothers DC is good. I hope Sony's Marvel stuff is good. I hope Marvel's stuff is good. I hope non-Marvel movies are good. Every time I go to a movie, I really hope it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I never want something to bomb. Like,
Yeah.
that's not my, well, that's not true. I have actually kind of wished that something would bomb.
What was the movie that you wanted to bomb?
I really, really wanted Battle Angel to be a giant flop, and it changed my mind when I went in and saw it. I walked out of it and I liked it.
I remember you leading up into that being like, no,
dude,
I don't like it. And, I mean, it was just, it was a litany.
So hard into that movie that I didn't like it. I didn't want to see it, specifically because they made the choice to animate her face and go with those big eyes and stuff. But no, like it changed my mind going in and watching it. I was like, actually, this was really good. This was truer to the source manga material than the actual
than the
the original animated feature was. So I liked it for that, and I could see where Robert Rodriguez went. And the other thing is, Robert Rodriguez, it's a gamble with him. You don't know what you're going to get. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be not bad. Robert Rodriguez has a specific campy style that people like about him, and those are different. That's a genre of films he puts out, right?
It could be a criminal movie that turns into vampires really fast.
Yeah.
But that was a collaborative. I mean, that was still. I love that movie. And I love that movie.
Never saw a trailer for it. Went in with a bunch of friends.
You never saw a trailer for it?
Never saw a trailer before it came out. Went in with a bunch of friends and was pleasantly surprised when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, where did this come from?
In a lot of ways,
I'd seen all the previews for it, so I knew what was leading up. I was actually more shocked when we saw the opener, and I was like, what is this Quentin Tarantino fugitive movie we're watching,
That's so. Not only that, I not only did I not see the trailer, I didn't see that until it hit the dollar theater, and that's where we went to go see it because
can't believe 16, you didn't see previews until it hit the. I mean, I'm
16, I'm right there with young you. Drinking. What are you gonna do? So
16 young.
You hit the dollar. You hit the dollar.
Yeah.
Kids don't.
I know. I'm amazed you hadn't seen previews. That's what blows me away.
I had not seen anything about it.
So
dude, I miss dollar theaters.
But no, it's like Genesis. I really do want to see all of these things succeed. Yeah. It doesn't mean that they will.
Yeah.
Kim, I don't know if you couldn't do the Captain America Hydra storyline. I mean, honestly, with them opening up the multiverse the way they have, maybe you don't have
you don't
Chris
do the full
Evans
thing,
Captain America, but you have a Captain America out there that is doing that. So I
think you could bring back Chris Evans, but again, maybe that's part of the Secret Wars. Is we get Chris Evans back as Captain America, but it's the Hydra Captain America. I think that could be an interesting. Again, it could be interesting.
It could be interesting. I don't necessarily know that I don't think it's necessary, honestly. Or necessary. I don't.
None of this is necessary. So
none of it would.
I think it would be better to cast a different person in that Hydra Captain America role than Chris Evans. It doesn't make sense. How did Chris Evans, an American, end up as the Hydra captain? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because Hydra had infiltrated a ton of shit, so you could really tell that storyline.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney and Marvel, absolutely loved this trailer. Very emotional trailer.
It is very emotional.
I'm still not of the belief that they shouldn't recast Chadwick Boseman, and maybe that's what Secret Wars also leads up into as well.
I've seen I would say a movement. I don't even know if that's really the case because I mean it's presented as it's presented as a large movement online, but anything presented online could be just presented that way and blown out of proportion.
And it always is.
And I mean, it's sometimes it's not though, Jason, which is why I don't want to say it always is. But
to your point,
right,
yeah.
I did see, and I'm sure we all did, that there was some pushback, blowback, opposition to the fact that they are going to, that he is gone, that Chadwick Boseman is dead, and that Black Panther is dead. So now they have to have a new Black Panther instead. Whereas people from Chadwick Boseman's own camp said, or at least purportedly said, Chadwick wouldn't have wanted them to kill the character off simply because because he's gone. They would want him to be recast and continue that character on. I think the problem with that is so many people made such a strong connection with Chadwick as him that having somebody come in and play that part, that's people worry too much that he wouldn't be able to do it. Whoever came in to play that part wouldn't be able to pull it off like Chadwick does. Not just because Marvel is so hell-bent on continuity with actors, because obviously obviously the Hulk franchise shows us that they're very dedicated to keeping that same actor all the way through.
Yeah, same thing with Iron Man.
They are now, though, right? Obviously, they are now. But still, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what side to be on with that. It would be
2 seconds. Love you, Kim. I love when short being Black Panther is at least comrade accurate.
Yeah, Shuri. Yeah. She corrected. I mean,
she did correct herself.
That she said Shuri. Yeah.
But I don't think. Again, so let's go back into the multiverse. I think they do finally pull some different actors.
Genesis
I think they restarted.
Right, next person would be the third. I don't see any. I mean, from a comic standpoint, I don't see any problem. Transition wise, I don't see any problem with them saying this is the third Black Panther, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. You can put a third Black Panther in there, just as long as they didn't try to recast somebody to be T'Challa, right?
Yeah,
Kim, I'm glad that it didn't autocorrect your hate. It's good.
Yeah. Kim got this one spot on. I love you, Kim. I got to see the first. So Kim asked, "Did we get to see Sandman?" She apparently finished that.
I only
you
watched
binged
the first. It. Yeah. Really, Ray? Is that what happened?
No, I said she binged it, not me.
I know. My sarcasm still stands.
She binged it. Did you know that?
Sorry, Ray. The stupid was implied. I apologize. Continue.
Oh, okay. I got to only watch the first episode as well because I did the first episode of that. And then I watched Prey. Was not disappointed at all in my choices last night. Sandman, we haven't talked it. We're not going to do spoilers because I know the guys haven't watched it yet.
I watched the first episode. If you're a fan of the comic books, the visuals, and so far the setup, I mean,
I got like 5 minutes into the first episode, and Chrissy's like, "What are we watching?" I'm like, "Okay, never mind."
Seriously, this, I mean, what they did a real. Okay, I say seriously. I don't want to overplay it or play it up too high for people who may be like diehard fans of it. I was a casual passing fan of Sandman comics, and everything I saw and read from them, I did like. And yes, Neil Gaiman has an amazing. His imagination is it's crazy good.
Oh yeah. Well, he's written one of my favorite Doctor Who episodes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the one where the TARDIS is kidnapped.
I remember that one. Yeah.
And the TARDIS is manifest.
That was the Matt Smith. Smith era, right? Yeah.
Matt Smith era. Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes.
That's but he's a fantastic writer, and he has such a broad imagination, and it's so out there, it's so original, and but the other thing is the visuals from the comic. They did it justice. They did a good job with the visuals.
They really did.
Similar to when we were watching Loki, and we all freaked out about the little black dots at the edges of the crazy power strings and powers that people were emitting. And like the three of us got together and were like, that was so cool. They did the stupid little black dots. And like, so if
Kirby
you like
Crackle, sir, the Kirby Crackle.
Okay.
Nothing stupid about the Kirby Crackle, sir. You will put respect on that name.
No, I'll still say it the way I do, which is the stupid black dots, because I love the stupid black dots. I didn't know there was a name for it, so that's my name for it.
Stupid black dots.
Yep. Did you just misgender my black dots? All right. So I the visuals are amazing, and I like the actors so far. The story seems to be building well. It's the very first episode, but I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
So there was always the talk about what's his name? Just forgot the actor's name from the Dark Knight Returns or Dark Knight Rises, whatever. Batman, Robin Light. Doggone it, what was his name? I've completely spaced on it. But anyway, he was always pushing for being the role of Dream and just.
Okay. Dang it.
What, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
was like, I have to look up Third Rock from the Sun.
Sorry, when you said it took me a minute, I was like, Robin Light, who the hell are you talking about? And then I remembered the police officer in okay, yes. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
But Tom, what is his name? Sturridge, who plays Dream for this show.
He looks like Dream.
Pitch perfect.
He looks like Dream.
Dude, the
Kim, I think he's Dream material for somebody.
Oh yeah. It was Marlon Wayans. Thanks for saying that, Genesis. That's a throwback back to the 80s and late 90s. But
loved white chicks.
He actually was cast as Robin, though. He actually got paid to be Robin.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans, because he was supposed to be in Batman Returns. No, the third one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they were going to have Billy D. Williams, and then they kicked out Tim Burton. They brought in face, and
But dude, like Tom playing Dream, like he just nailed it. The look of him being in the Sphere was just
the hair is perfect. He just like
voice.
He's even his physique. Well, they could do whatever. I mean, you could always change the voice up and stuff, but it looked like it looks really good. Don't Kim, you can't don't pull Jason. Don't pull a Jason. Don't say I'm not even gonna read what she just wrote. When she said I don't want to spoil things, I'm looking up. I'm not paying attention to this. Don't pull a Jason. Please. You can't talk about this. I gotta see this whole thing.
No, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, I really was trying to delete
Way to go, dude. Way to go.
I was trying to delete that. That's my fault, not Kim's.
I didn't see it, thank God, because I saw that it was the most recent one that you pulled it up. And
I was trying
let me get rid of it for you.
I got it.
There you go, right there. There you go. It's gone. You can look now.
No, it's not. Dude, I just deleted it. Knock it off. Dude, don't even look. I haven't
touched anything.
I haven't either. Hold on, let me do this.
But yeah. So, anyways, looking forward to the rest of it.
Seriously. I will say this though, Kim. If that's what you're saying, I'm gonna have a conversation with you later, because if that is the case, oh my God. But I love this first episode. I loved the first episode. It was fantastic.
And there should
Genesis.
There should be graphic violence though, Kim. Because the Corinthians should not. They can't mince. There should be graphic violence. I think there absolutely should. So, listen. Unless we're talking about The Boys, nothing is graphic violence in my opinion anymore.
No, The Boys kind of set that level. Yeah, well, The
Boys has set the bar. I mean, Neil Blomkamp did a very good job of it in District 9 of setting that. And any oh God, who's the director? RoboCop and Space Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. That guy.
Yeah, I forget his name.
The bar for violence it's very high. Graphic violence is very high. So, it should be fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven.
Paul Verhoeven.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Also, there was the other Neil Gaiman, Gods. American Gods. If you've ever seen that, there's some graphic.
I have the complete
another good series, by the way, another amazing series. So
I have the complete book set, which I won't watch until I finish reading through.
It's a great book, and they did a good job of the series, Kim. I'll say it was. I mean, I don't think it's exactly like the book. They took some serious liberties.
Oh, of course, they have to. That's like
if you're going to create a series off a book, I think it's difficult to do. But the series is good. I really did love the series.
But I mean, look at Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
I mean
agreed, Kim. Agreed. It got weird, but yes, agreed. So sorry.
But no, I know I was going to say the Umbrella Academy is the same way, and everything else. But I will say, like I was like Kim. I wanted to binge, but I knew I had some other stuff I had to take care of, and then like I really want to watch Prey.
Yeah.
Glad I did. Like seriously, I told Jason this, and maybe it's just me. It could very well be me. I don't care if people say that or not. Best movie I've seen this year so far is Prey.
That's impressive.
Best movie I've seen.
Infinitely
better than anything that Marvel's put out this year.
The best movie I've seen this year, because it left me talking about it for so long, was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I still that's not even a comic book movie. That movie was.
Which one? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Everything Everywhere.
Oh, All at Once. Yeah.
That's queued up on my list. I have seen the Nicolas Cage one.
Which Pig? Or the
no, the unbearable weight of awesome, unbearable weight of massive talent. Yeah.
Kim, I agree with you. The Umbrella Academy did make some improvements on it.
So I'm only up to this episode where she has, Elliot Page is.
Kim, I'll hook you up. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that was good. Ray, of course. Some bootleg site
Kim has hooked me up in the past. I will return the favor in kind, for sure.
Okay.
Not bootleg either. Thank you very much, Sean.
That's impressive. Wait. So, Kim's hooked you up in the past, kind of like, I don't know, some of the other friends have hooked you up in the past, and yet, I don't know, I still don't have Hulu, right? Even though we've talked several times in person. How long so we've been doing this show. Hold on, sorry. My watch stopped. 5 years? Is that what we meant?
Yeah, we just confirmed 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting. 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. My login for Hulu is still spinning. It's been going for quite some time.
Sean, check your phone.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ray.
Check your phone, Sean. Check your phone, Sean.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ray.
And let me know when you're finished watching so I can change the password. Don't worry, Kim. I'll give you whatever. Yeah, no, Kim, 5 years. We can't believe it either. That's how we started the show with Jason doing all of our stats.
I'm really surprised that this is 5 years. This can't be 5 years. I don't know.
I know. We're getting old.
When you do it when you only do it every 2 weeks, and then sometimes you take 2 months off. It goes a lot slower than you think it does. So. But
thanks, Kim. We appreciate that.
We've existed. Yeah, no, we've existed
since the
before. A lot of people have. I know Jason's eyebrows only look 36, but he's 57.
Jason, that'll never grow old. When you were 19,
shut 19
your damn face. When we told someone that you were 45, and they were like, "Why are you hanging out with him?" Didn't question the age. They didn't question why didn't you?
Why are you hanging?
Why are you hanging out with this 45?
Why are you hanging out with these kids, man?
Oh my gosh! Every time we were out with Jason, it was always like, "This is the chaperone."
Right, Genesis. Every 2 weeks like I said, every 2 weeks and a few months off, man. That's how it is.
I put up with this.
You have to take time to develop content of this quality. You can't just do this every day.
Does it really?
Kim, I actually had to get Hulu for my kids' sakes because they saw that I had Hulu. So I've moved on from other Hulu shared experiences, if you know what I mean. Because I didn't want them doing that and losing privileges there. So, but like I said, I got you hooked up on the Everything Everywhere blah 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 at once.
Oh, is that on Hulu? I haven't seen it.
No, it's not. It's not anywhere.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
it's not anywhere yet. It's not out yet. Yeah.
Which is ironic given its title.
That's a nice pull.
Anyway, before we go, I do want to talk about.
Well, if we asked your son, it was Dad. That's not me trying to be crude or anything. That was a show experience that we all.
Oh, that was funny.
That was very funny.
Ray.
It's like, no,
another one.
I've only got 2. No one talk up at once about me only having 2. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Daddy knows stuff.
Yeah.
Jeez. What were you gonna say, Jason?
Before we go, I did want to talk about the meme. I mean, again, it's a quick thing, but Kim actually shared this.
Oh no, I'm sad, Kim.
The other day, I could not stop laughing at this idea.
Yeah, and I saw one of the responses on there to that. Let me see if I can find that again, because
thank you for not sharing the entirety of it.
That's what downloaded, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you can't share the whole thing, unfortunately.
So take it off, Scooby.
Yeah.
So my favorite response to that whole bit was Princess has polyamorous relationship with Mario and Bowser. She has a kidnapping kink. Bowser is a service top. And Mario loves a good adventure. There's dungeons, rope play, fire play, sharps, and Mario gets to lay a lot of pipe.
For those of you who are just joining us, we just
Everything I
compared the
just
Mario
said, by the way,
series to porno.
everything I just said, by the way, is acceptable on primetime television. That is completely G-rated filth. You can say that in front of anybody, and it's the equivalent of.
Like,
well,
all
never mind. I'm not going to go that far.
I would absolutely play 50 Shades of Mario. all I'm going to say.
50 Shades of Mario. Yeah.
It's 50 Shades of Mario. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
I'm not going to get that out of my head now.
Sounds like a Law and Order SVU episode.
It really does.
But it would be one of those ones at the end they can't prosecute anybody because they're like, it was all consensual. They couldn't. They shouldn't have done it in public. They shouldn't have done it in public, and that's what they'll get her on. They'll be like, you did it in public. You can't do this. The scavenger hunt went too far. And you're not allowed to do that.
Considering all those poor Goombas that Mario's over there murdering for their...
Not allowed to do that in the park.
Yeah. Yep. No. Exactly.
So, it's me.
You will say my name. It's a Mario. Yeah, that's...
Oh, man.
Oh, I got a new kink. There's like 3 friends I want to call after the show right off the bat. Because they would love this joke. Oh my gosh, that's a new tattoo.
For that was the best. That really was the. I don't know who said it, but kudos to whoever said it. That was who posted that. That was a great comment.
It's a go time.
Totally changes your perspective of that whole genre of the whole story of the video games.
Yeah. Well, I was sort of caught up in the idea that Peach is scamming some poor Italian plumber and his brother for something.
All I know is I can't play this with my kids anymore.
There's apparently, if you read, I did read the chain of emails or responses to that for a while. There's actually, I don't know if it's a series of books, but there is a book where a princess who is tired of being or doesn't want to be courted by a prince actually takes a dragon up on this offer to be his damsel, to be the damsel in distress and lure princes in so the dragon can kill them for hunger, sport, whatever. I don't know. But in return, the dragon gives her security and protection and, whatever. It isn't interesting. I was like,
would I watch that movie as the Predator if that's what they did? Like he strikes a deal with a group of mercenaries to up his Predator stats for his own clan.
Predator wouldn't do that. That would be against the code, and that would be no.
This isn't the way. This isn't the way.
That's not the way.
That's not the way.
That's not that. That's the thing is you can't even have that story because they're raised in such a society that wouldn't even be. That's not feasible. No lore, no self-respecting Predator fan of the lore would ever get that.
I am telling you right now.
Yes, exactly, Kim. It would ruin the kill integrity, which is why they can't do it. So.
Prey.
But so did
looking forward.
The Predator. That ruined all of it too. The idea that they're running around.
Yes.
Oh no, but that was still the beginning of it. Was still in conjunction with how they are. They're always looking to better themselves. Always looking for the better hunt.
But they. I mean. Up to this point in time, it had all been through sheer training, skill, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they used technology, but they had never used technology to change themselves physiologically to be a better race.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, this is kind of bullshit. Like Shane Black, I respect you were in the first one, but come on, dude.
Yeah.
You could do a better job than this.
Yeah.
I mean, why did you have to Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull this shit to death? You shouldn't have done that, man. Why did you do this?
There were no swinging Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
In that movie, although it got close.
Yeah, it did. It got real close. I would argue the whole shield, the hexagonal shield thing, and
with the bad CGI on the legs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the dude blowing his own head off.
I think we both laughed when he got thump and he's all
we were laughing so hard at that. And it was again. I had a great time in that flip, but for the wrong way to catch a prey. Oh my god, I would watch that.
Yeah,
that needs to be the next movie.
That should be yes.
Okay, if that were like a spoof, would. That should be National Lampoon's To Catch a Predator, and it's.
I want to go one up. I want to go Broken Lizards To Catch a Predator. I think those guys would do fantastic.
They'd probably do a better job. Yeah, I would even go Seth Rogen and his other buddy who writes with him. The two of them, they could probably do To Catch
Goldstein. Something Goldstein.
Somebody, yeah, I don't know his name, but the two of them are good writing partners. And not Franco, because I mean, like him and Franco, I don't know if they. I know they still work together, but
they split. They're not working together at all. Yeah, because Rogan said, look, after everything that came out, he was like, I didn't know it. You weren't telling it to me.
Franco's habits, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I'm out. Yeah, he absolutely cut Franco away.
Oh wow!
I'm picturing a predator awkwardly sitting at. That gets put up.
And the person's like, so you use the phrase twink toilet. Can you tell me what that
means? And he's just looking there.
Yeah.
All the clicks and the yeah.
Okay. You know what?
I just discovered, by the way.
Also, really quick, copyright Vagabond Nerd.
Vagabond Nerd.
Copyright Vagabond. Yeah. No, but Peter Cullen did the voice of the Predator in the original film, and he was the voice of Gizmo and the Gremlins in Gremlin. He was uncredited in both roles, but he did those voices. He's also Eeyore, which I knew, but that was it. Just now that I was like, well, hold on, Eeyore is also the Predator.
Hey, Bongwai, sign us out.
Well, and now I understand why he's so depressed. He didn't get credit for any of his other roles.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like he's over here doing this. He's doing the Predator and Gremlins.
Poor rich bastard.
Poor bastard. Yeah, I think it is. We've been at this for an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm gonna die outside when I go cut my lawn. So we should probably wrap this up.
We salute you.
So
I
guess what we're trying.
For those about to fry, we salute you.
So if Sean's gonna be dead, I need Genesis and Kim to fight it out for the next episode.
Death match.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic.
It's a fight to the finish. That's a good place
to end.
Yeah, that's a good place to end. All right, goodbye, people. I don't know why you put up with this shit. I don't know why I put up with this shit, but we do. So we love you. We'll see you in 2 weeks, probably. Who knows? Maybe we feel like it, maybe we don't. We'll talk about something. We'll probably definitely talk about Sandman because I'll have watched it by that time. Yeah, if you want to email us.
Jason, what's going on with your mic, bud?
I don't know what's going on with my mic.
There it is.
There you go.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that again. I don't know why you'd want to email us, but if you do, vagabondnerds@gmail.com. And again, do visit JeremyOverTitanComics.com for all of your geeky accoutrement. And apparently, Jew Boy Burgers, if you happen to be in Austin.
Twisted Root if you're up here. Actually, Twisted Root if you're in Austin, too.
Yeah, Twisted Root if you're in Austin. And if you're up here, Branded Burger. Go ahead.
There you go.
They're good.
Guys, be kind to each other. Stay healthy. Stay safe. See you in about 2.
Don't get scanned by Peach.